Building a successful smart home can be confusing between the different protocols, hubs, voice assistants. There is a lot to consider when you're getting started. I'm going to break down each topic so it's easy to understand. I'll show you some things to watch out for, and we'll talk about the devices that I am using. There is a lot to unpack here, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, to get started with a smart home, you're going to need some kind of hub or platform to control all your devices and allow them to communicate with each other. This could be something as simple as using IFTTT on the internet to be able to say, get your smart light bulbs to flash when somebody pushes your video doorbell. That's something that all can be done in the cloud through IFTTT. Or you can integrate a voice assistant into that. So we've got Amazon Alexa, we've got Google Assistant, we've also got Apple's Siri. These are three smart home ecosystems that all have their own strengths and weaknesses. Now, I've had the question asked, do I have to have a voice assistant to have a smart home? And actually you don't. I know there are some people out there that just don't want any kind of voice assistant in their house. They don't want Google, they don't want Amazon, they don't want Apple in their house listening to them and recording and saving that data. So there are some other options. You can just get a smart hub. So we've got the option for, say, Samsung Smart Things, we've got Habitat, we've even got Home Assistant. Now, if you are not familiar with Home Assistant, it is probably the most robust of all of the options out there. However, it is going to be the most complicated one to set up and maintain. If you are into coding and really want to dive into that stuff, then that is definitely going to be a platform you're going to want to check out. If that seems too difficult and hard, then a voice assistant might be the way to go. Now, like I just mentioned, you've got the option of three different voice assistants. We've got Apple's HomeKit, which is going to be controlled by their HomePod Mini. You can also set it up on an iPad or an Apple TV if you have any of that kind of stuff. That might be the way you want to go if you are an iPhone user or in the Apple ecosystem. However, there are not a lot of devices that are compatible with the HomeKit system. Now, there are new ones being released every day, but that is kind of a walled garden that is hard to get into. So it's really going to limit your options when it comes to adding devices to your home. I took a look on Wikipedia, and back in 2019, which I know was a little while ago, but back in 2019, HomeKit had about 250 devices that were compatible with their ecosystem. The Google Assistant had about 10,000, and the Amazon ecosystem had 85,000, which I gotta say is pretty impressive. And that is why Amazon is probably going to be the easiest ecosystem to really invest in. Because it is the biggest one out there and a lot of people have it, pretty much all devices that are created out there right now are going to at least be compatible with Amazon. If you are looking at devices, if you look on the box and it says works with Alexa, then you're gonna be good to go getting it integrated into that ecosystem. Now, the Google ecosystem is kind of only half there. You can set up smart home devices, you can control them through the Nest mini speaker or the Nest display. However, as of right now with the recording of this video, Google does not allow you to set up automations. So if you wanted to do something to say like, when a door opens, a light turns on, you can't natively do that through the Google ecosystem. You can do that with Apple, you could do it with Amazon, but unfortunately with Google, you cannot. However, there is a workaround for that. You can invest into one of the hubs that we mentioned. So I personally have Samsung Smart Things, and I do all of my automations through there when I want to use my Google ecosystem. Now you may think, well, I mean, that's an obvious decision then Google's kind of the third place and the worst out of the three. However, I will say when it comes to the displays, the Google display, the Amazon display, I prefer the Google display way more than I do with, say, the Amazon Echo displays. They are much more feature rich and allow you to do a lot more things than you're going to be able to do on, say, the Echo Show 5 or the Echo Show 10, any of those things. For example, light bulbs, say Philips Hue light bulbs. I can go in to my Google display. I have the option of choosing colors, choosing brightness, turning it on and off. I have a lot of control over that. However, on the Amazon side of things, when I go into my smart display and try to control that exact same light bulb, I don't have those same controls. I can't adjust the colors. It's just a much better experience on the Google side than the Amazon side, which is kind of strange to me. So my takeaway is this with the three smart assistants. None of them are perfect. Apple's nice, it's easy to set up, but they don't have a lot of products in their ecosystem, as of right now at least. Amazon is really nice. They've got a ton of devices that integrate into their system. You can set up different automations and routines and different things like that. But when it comes to controlling your smart home devices on their products, they're not very good. Now, Google, on the other hand, has great interface when you use the smart display. However, you can't set up automations through there. But if you do integrate the Samsung SmartThings hub into that, it really makes it kind of the best out of all the options. It's going to give you the most control out of your smart displays, and with the Samsung SmartThings, it is really going to allow you to dive deep into some cool automations. Another great thing about integrating Samsung SmartThings into your smart home ecosystem is that you have the ability to control several different protocols. Now, protocols are languages that your devices speak. So we've got things like Z-Wave, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Thread, and coming soon is Matter. If you are not familiar with Matter, it is the new language that is supposed to revolutionize smart home devices. It's going to allow you to run everything locally. It doesn't matter what kind of device you have, they're all going to be able to integrate and talk to each other. However, it is not released yet. It was initially supposed to release in 2020, and then we had the pandemic, and it kept getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. Now, supposedly all of the big companies are on board, but we have still yet to see any of the products in production yet. So until we physically see a product released, it's hard to tell what an impact it's going to have on the smart home industry. Now, I also want to mention with some of these devices is they have smart hubs built inside of them. So if we take a look at, say, the HomePod Mini, that has a Thread hub built inside of it. If you take a look at Google's Nest Hub Max, that also has a Thread hub built inside of it. And then with certain Amazon devices, say like the Echo Show 10, we have got a Zigbee smart hub built into that. So when we take a look at the different protocols, if you get a device that is Zigbee compatible, it's going to work with your Amazon ecosystem. If you get something that is Thread compatible, that should be able to integrate into either your Apple or Google ecosystems. Now, another thing you're going to want to watch out for are brand-specific smart hubs. This is a smart hub that is created by a brand, maybe let's say Aqara or SwitchBot, that is going to act as a smart hub, but only for that brand of product. So when you're out there doing your research and you see, oh, Aqara's got some smart hubs out there, I can just buy one of those smart hubs, connect everything to that, and I'm off and running. That is not going to be the case. You are only going to be able to connect Aqara products to the Aqara hub. Now, the good thing is that Aqara is compatible with the Apple ecosystem and the Amazon ecosystem. So for, say, the Amazon ecosystem, you can go ahead and connect that Aqara hub to your Amazon ecosystem and be able to control all of those devices through that hub. But that just adds another ecosystem that you're going to have to manage on the side. Now, I will say I have been using the Aqara ecosystem for a while. I really do like it. And if it's something that you might be interested in, I definitely recommend checking it out. Now, the next thing that I would consider when you're building kind of the foundation for your smart home, in addition to your hubs and your voice assistants, is that you're going to want to have a nice, strong Wi-Fi. And I recommend taking a look at a mesh Wi-Fi system. This is going to be a system that's going to be, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 devices that you are going to set around your house. It's essentially going to create kind of a net throughout your house. All of these devices are going to connect to each other. And as you move around your house, say with your phone, the device that is closest to your phone is the one that your phone is going to connect you, which is always going to give you a nice, strong signal. Now, as you're building out your smart home and you're adding different things, your mesh network will help you be able to distribute that across all of your devices out there. Another cool thing about a mesh Wi-Fi system is that if you find it's getting slow or it's just not reaching certain areas, you can move those devices around, or you can just add another device into your mesh network. It's pretty awesome, and it's definitely something I recommend, especially if you have a big house that might have some dead spots here and there. A mesh system is definitely going to be a good investment. Okay, so now that we kind of have an idea of what is out there and laid the foundation of building out our smart home, I wanted to talk about devices. However, I don't want to make this a 30-minute video for you guys to sit through. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be talking about that in the next video. I'm going to go through a bunch of different devices on building out your smart home. We're going to talk security cameras, video doorbells, lights, plugs, switches, all of that kind of stuff. I'll give you recommendations on things that I am using or what you should use if you're in a certain ecosystem. And then what I would like to do is I would like to continue this series by doing deep dives on each of these subjects to try to find the best. Let's find out what the best video doorbell is out there, the best security camera. What's the best light switch that offers the best features and price? That is something that I would like to do, but I would also like your help with it too. I'm going to be putting different polls on YouTube for you guys to vote on which videos you would like to see next. And I'm also going to be putting stuff on Instagram too. I've been trying to do a lot of stuff over on Instagram, so be sure to follow me over there. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. We've got a couple more videos over here for you to check out, dive deeper into your smart home ecosystem. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.